Cat cam jump scare. Cat cam jump scare. Look at the cat. Look at the cat. There's a cat. There's a cat on screen right now. Holy shit. Look at this cat. Look at this cat. Oh, cat. Hey, cat. Hey. Hey, kitty. You do not perceive? It's fine. You don't need to perceive the cat cam jump scare. Just like how I perceive you being first to the stream, Core. You did it. Congratulations on being first. Congratulations, Taters, for being burst. Or burst. Birdly? Burst. Starburst. Man's got that 10 streak going just to say burst. Very cool. Hey,
I recently learned that nobody in Athens woke up before noon.
We sleeping?
I guess Dawn is tough on Greece.
Fucking hate you, dude. That was like the end of the era of me watching television. I can't believe you've done this. Holy shit. Oh my god. Fuck off. I have a cat. She wants to go outside. Little does she know. We're playing Girls Frontline today. Hates me? Yo, same. I hate me too. Let's hang out. Today, we're gonna hopefully finish the sex event. Unfortunately, this cat is very distracting. Look at how distracting this cat is. This is probably the cat of all time. Oh hey, my tea is ready to drink. Let's see. I brewed it half an hour ago. Ah. Tea time. Oh, that's good shit. Lemon ginger. Okay. I guess I'll drink some more. Very cool. As my cat gets comfortable. She's gonna have to get comfortable with me playing video game. That's not video game. Here's okay, there's video game. Jimmy, pull up me. There we go. We get cat cam and video game. But before we get into video game, we just have to do the simulation exercises first. Yeah, actually drink something if we redeem. Yes! Yes, that's literally the point of redeem. You think I was kidding? You think I was kitty? This is my kitty. I love this cat. Very cool. Let's get Dorka. And who's left? Wife? Let's get wife. Okay, we have the wife squad. Very cool. We'll do it like this. And now we just auto all 5 of these in a row. Because long stream today. I want to stream tomorrow, but I'm on the fence. I'll probably end up streaming airplane game tomorrow. Hey yo!
Squish that cat.
Squish that cat. You gotta squish that cat. We do a little squishing. Thanks for the subs for freaking 9 months. This man coming at me with 9 months. Why would you do that? I can't believe it's been 9 months since you've last whatever. I don't even know what to say. Thanks. That's it. Thanks. Your money will be wasted. Don't worry. Speaking of wasting money, I am in active conversation with some people on eBay for saxophones. And I'm gonna get myself a saxophone if I can. Macho also gives my subs almost every time, so he subs for 2. Yeah, Macho has been gifting subs like crazy, not just in my chat. He does it in Bono's chat. He does it wherever he goes. This man is a giver. I hardly know her. Okay, let's take wife. Let's take :3. Let's get Dorka and sex. That is how this works, I guess. There we go. On my way to drop 200 gift sub bomb. Don't do that. Why would you do that? Don't. There's no reason to ever do that. How much money even is 200 gift subs? That's like 200 times 5, which is $1,000. It's more than that, actually. Because subs are more than $5 now. They're $7. With 200 times 7, which is $1,400. You could get a saxophone for that much money. Ask me how I know. 700. Hey yo, that's the currency from my fishing game. That's the roller coaster tycoon currency. Wait, there's discounts? You guys actually looked up how much it costs to send 200 gift subs. Don't fucking do it. Don't even try. You can think about it, but just don't even try it. 1,000 subs is 4,490. I don't even think 1,000 viewers have even seen my stream. I do not have that kind of money, Ness, yet. You don't have that kind of money yet. And if you did, don't throw it at me, because I'm gonna splurge it all on music. Full instruments. I needed to make that clarification. I don't pay for music, I pay for musical instruments. The only times I've paid for music was TWRP albums and the Midnight albums. That's it. I throw that at artists so you're close enough. Yeah, I did spend a decent amount of money on artists in my life at conventions. For example, at Offkai, one of my favorite artists was there, and I have given him 3 figures of money. It do be like that. That's kind of just how it is when one of your favorite artists just so happens to be. That's it. When one of your favorite artists, he just so happens to be. That's how it works. He is. I can't remember what year it was. I think it was 2023? Or was it 2024? One of those years. At SakuraCon in Seattle. The Artist Alley was a good 80% of Artist Alley was AI art. And I'm like, do they know? Do these people know? Fortunately, I haven't seen a damn AI art in Artist Alley since then. At any convention. And if I did, I'd call it out. At Offkai in the Artist Alley, there were some vendors had little signs that said no AI was used, or like that no cross symbol with AI on it. So it's like, I like that. It's a damn shame that that kind of disclaimer and sign even has to exist. But it's where we're at. The commissions of Yukino so much money. Just draw it yourself like I did. That never stopped me. Lack of artistic talent has never stopped me from shitposting. In fact, shitposting is best done when they don't have artistic talent. That's how it works. I drew her before? Oh yeah, I think you did once. I forgot what it looked like. But that's alright. Normally my cat's left by now, so this is nice. She slept on me before I went to bed last night. Like, I lay down in bed, and then I feel her next to me because she jumps on the bed, and then she starts to lay on me, and I'm all like, oh, okay. And then at probably 4 a.m. this morning or so, I feel her again, trying to crawl all over me, and I'm all like, cat, you motherfucker, it is 4 in the morning. I'm not awake yet. You suck. She woke me up at 4. I'm like, oh well, it's whatever. I love this cat so much, but damn. After stream, I always take her outside. That's why whenever I raid someone, I'm always like, I gotta take the cat outside. Same, 5:30 on the clock. This man waking up that early. I mean, I get up at 5 a.m. for work, which sucks. I don't recommend that. Alright, this Saturday is Formula 1. They're back in the Netherlands for Max Verstappen. Yeah, cat wakes me up. I wake up at fucking 8 a.m. Must be nice staying up to midnight every night. I can't do that. The last time I did that was at Offkai, and it actually kind of worked out. Yeah, next year I'm bringing my own alcohol to Offkai. On top of the alcohol that I'm already going to be consuming at Offkai. Those cocktails are... I'm starting to learn how to make my own cocktails. For better or for worse. I'm not very experienced, but failure is part of the process. I allow myself botched cocktails because if you are the kind of person that thinks it has to be perfect first try, you're never gonna get anything done. And the botch cocktails they tasted just fine. Aries decided to jump in the mud. Sounds like a dog. I got woken up because he needed a bath and no one else can lift him up. What do you mean no one can lift him up? How big is he? I had to get him up from the bathtub. That was something. Do you even lift, bro? My cat is almost 12 pounds. The last time I took her to the vet, which was a year ago, she weighed in at 11.5 pounds. And I feel like she's only gotten slightly heavier since then. Tadadu, please do not the dog. Do not the dog. I know how much you love Full Metal Alchemist, but that ain't it, Chief. He's 30 Jesus! Hi, cat. Oh. Hey, cat, do you wanna get on the table? Oh, wife isn't in this one. Everyone else is, though. Okay, so no wife, that's sacrilege. They're just showing off all the electric dolls for anybody who didn't get a chance to use the electric dolls. I'll baseball that. Huh? Hi, cat. Everybody say hi to the side of my cat. This is the side of my cat. He's staring out the window. Boy. He really wants to go outside. But unfortunately for her, I'm too busy doing sex. Dens. I like how everyone's just collectively calling this the sex event. Because sex. Yes, sex. I checked out a couple posts of the official Girls Frontline page. That's 66 pounds? That does sound about right, yeah. About that. But... oh, cat. Upcoming next is OTS 14, Suppo, and Nemesis Gnosis. And I'm glad Nemesis Gnosis is going to be a free doll. Very cool. I don't know why there's a G in her name. Probably because she's a lawn gnome, but a Gnosis. What's the diagnosis? Maybe that's the joke. Because she didn't die, so she's just a Gnosis. Cat, don't you dare lay down on my mouse. There you go. Come on. Yeah. She likes to lay down on my mouse because she knows that's where I keep my hand. So she knows how to annoy me the most. A cat will always try to annoy you when it wants something from you. In that sense, it's kind of like... I'm not gonna finish that joke, but it's fine. I'll let you fill in the blanks. Cat and mouse sounds about right. My cat has caught me several mice while still on the leash. When she's in hunter mode, I respect it. I try to be quiet and let her do her thing. And she'll just pounce into the bush and come back out with a mouse in her mouth. Like, oh, shit, I didn't even know that was there. This cat can find things. One time, I think it was a rabbit that she tried to catch, but it got away. Mice and birds. My cat got a bird in front of me. It was insane. There was a bird in the bushes, and she just dove into the bush and, like, clapped up and got it. Like, bruh, good thing Rabby is in here. Rabby hates me. I can understand why Rabby hates me. It's because my cat. My cat will get Rabby. Lost to V1 Vepley? Fair. That's unfortunate, but... Are you trying to get sex? Because you don't have much time to get sex. I strongly recommend sex. You can live without sex, but in your electric team, she's incredible. He's definitely earned a spot on my electro team. Why does Rabby hate me? I am aware of the effect I have on women. What the heck is this? Oh. I don't need to do that. I want sex for your electric. Get one of those electric vibrators. I hardly know her. Did I do this today? I did not. Okay, upcoming next is AR, and we need phase resonance. Where's phase resonance? Is it? The phase strike is 15, but phase resonance, it gains phase boost. If it exploits 2 phase weaknesses, increases damage dealt by 10. I mean, Phase Strike is a flat 15 with Phase Element debuffs. I mean, yeah, I like Phase Resonance more. So let's go ahead and do 2 of these and hope I get something decent. I did not get something decent. It's fine. It's whatever. At least we got this. It is now time to finally pretend to progress the story while I do more of these side missions. It is time to let the decay in the mind put down roots and bear flowers from a different season. Hey yo, is that a Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley greenhouse reference? Oh, these 4? Okay, taters, I hope you like gold because you're getting some gold. Using taters as sex because why not? Wait, it already automatically goes for me. Gold. Thanks, you too. Speaking of gold, I got curious and I looked at the golden lacquered Selmer SA80 Mark II bass saxophone, handcrafted in France. That shit's $33,000. I'm like, on one hand, oh, there goes the cat. The cat does not like me fantasizing about a bass saxophone. Lacquer? I already know. Thank you for waiting for the cat to leave before I pull out the ocarina. Can I do a saxophone jam on the ocarina? Let's try. I can't do Careless Whisper, what the fuck? Thanks for coming to my scuffed Careless Whisper. Friggin'! Fun fact, I've never actually heard the song all the way through. The most I've ever heard that song was at Uo Slab's panel at Offkai 2024. Because the whole time during the panel, over the speakers, very quietly, was just a playlist of nothing but Careless Whisper instrumental remixes. There was like a smoother jazz remix, there was a bossa nova remix, there was a fucking 8-bit chiptune remix. Basically, I think he took every instrumental remix of Careless Whisper and just put it on a playlist. And since then, I now know Careless Whisper as the theme of Uo Slab, even though I have never heard it in his stream ever. Like, bruh, that must have been a one-off thing, kind of like any of my jokes on stream. Notice how I've never worn the same cosplay Girls Frontline outfit twice on stream before, except for G36, that doesn't count. It's time for rebirth. Is that a Kingdom Hearts reference? The old world shall collapse, and everything will happen again. You have to start over? Okay, that's fine. Well, this is fine. It's the door! I don't know where I am, but it appears that I am no longer inside the red zone. Is this really Petitia's doing? Then her power is way more awe-inspiring than what 3rd gen dolls can do. Ayo, do we get to see Lumi again? Shit, we're crossing on over to the other side. So now you can disappear into your hole. Have fun in your hole! Whatever that may mean. I feel as though all things lie prostrated beneath my feet, while I rise endlessly upward until I reach the highest point of it all. Not far ahead of me is the figure of a child facing away from me. It means I lurk till summoned? Okay. I bid you adieu. Helena? Or Melanie? Or H35? I try to run toward her, but someone behind me holds me back. Neither, actually. Oh, Parichia's here too. What can she do? Wait, what? How is she here? Huh? Parichia? You? How are you here? Parichia smiles and shakes her head. Commander, the we that exists right now cannot yet save her. Can't save her? You mean to say that she's H35? Parichia's unnatural understanding of the situation leaves me speechless. Parichia, how do you know about H35? Perhaps I overheard your conversation from Melanie. Is that so? You're the secret traitor that's gonna betray us in like chapter 20 or some shit. Wait a minute! Well, back then. Commander, we are short on time. Let's focus on the problem in front of us, shall we? That's how scammers get you. They try to force a time period. You're right. I forced my curiosity down. She's here to help, after all. And by now, I'm well aware that the miracle she created is by no means easily replicable. I trust you've already worked out how Boojums are formed, have you? They're a new product of Paradius' experiments. Yep, they were not formed naturally. They were man-made horrors beyond our comprehension. Which maid will win? Sex or G36? It depends on what the contest is. Name a category, and I will tell you which maid wins. It's not the full picture. Boojums were born through Paradius modifications. They're another partial form of an organism. As for the Helenas, they control them through a connection no one fully understands. How about cooking? G36 hands down. The one we face now has grown extra powerful thanks to the special energy provided by H35. Special energy? Would it be? I believe you've already made the correct hypothesis. Trick question. Ku Klux wins. Her maid outfit is next patch. Even if she gets a maid outfit, I'm not getting it. Yes. It's power from the other side. Okay, Red Hot Chili Peppers. So Paradius truly did tread farther than ever before. Bruh. No wonder that woman we met seemed so confident. Are you sick, son? I mean, for the right price, I can be. I have the maid outfit. Indeed. Wait, how much does a plastic toy rapier cost? I'd say it's like maybe $5 on Amazon or some shit. I could be safe. She isn't merely the inventor of 3rd gen dolls. She is also the architect of the whole Boojum biological system, and the teacher who created the Helena. Ayo? So she is the mother of all of the things that are going wrong with the world. Oh my god. Rapier? Oh yeah. The energy that gives rise to the pulses. The sacrifice. The medium that bears nirvana. The grail. And the anchor point that activates the relics. The key. How the fuck do you know all this? So Boojums are a medium that may bear nirvana? It's actually the reverse, but Boojums are indeed one of the very few things that can actually form a connection with nirvana and mutually affect each other. I guess that's how we got here, is the Boojum. Great, so if the Boojum dies, we die? Because of its inherently illogical nature, Boojum cells cannot be killed by human hands unless completely destroyed physically. But an exception exists within nirvana. And the only way to save sex is to sever the umbilical cord, connecting the anchor point to the medium. Okay, of all the fetishes that this game was pandering to, this is not one I was expecting, but okay. Right now, that girl is preparing to cut the umbilical cord that feeds the Boojum. It's unfortunate, but this is the only way to save sex! And what happens to H35? Which one? You told me earlier that we can't save her. Which one? I'm gonna let your mind dabble on which one. I'm not answering that. Are you sure your only choice is to abandon her? There must be another way. Ayo, no child left behind? Truly nothing bad can happen out of that. If I am not the one here, perhaps there would be. Unfortunately, this is all I can do with my power. In fact, I'm afraid I won't be able to pull off something like this again for a long time. However, if you can wound that Boojum severely enough, it will fall into a state of weakness. That way, it won't be able to harm the girl any further. That is a form of rescue, too. Is that something you can accept? Can we just kill it outright? That's almost impossible. This one's simply too large, and the combat strength we possess is simply not grand enough to physically destroy it. That's why the girl wants to cut the umbilical cord. Sex will be separated from the Boojum once that happens. Then we'll only need to rescue her, just like we did before. Tadadu, you're gonna fuck the Boojum, aren't you? I still have enough power to protect you from being eroded by the Boojum cells. Please act quickly once we leave this place. Commander, I'm leaving this in your hands. After Penitia finishes her sentence, I think for a moment, finally realizing what the doll had been telling me. Wait, Penitia, did you get all this intel from Statusec? No. You didn't! You... Who exactly are you? Commander, I'm nothing more than an ordinary doll. She lied as naturally as she breathed. I do carry within me a certain particular yearning, yet in the end, I still cannot understand her will. But at least, this wisp of power that remains can help you escape your present plight, and ensure that the girl won't have any more of her life force drawn out by that Boojum. I never understood why she chose me, but perhaps she did so for this very moment. Commander, you are a man beloved and longed after by God, you know? No. Now then, let us begin. The scene before me gradually grows clearer. Beside me, Penitia smiles as she takes my hand. A warm power flows through my palm. If she's just an ordinary doll, does that mean she's cheaper than a military doll? No. No, she is not. I can guarantee that, even though she's on standard banner. The Boojum cells stop trying to erode me the very next moment. All the wildly thrashing tentacles freeze in midair. Even the eyeballs freeze motionless. I could tell that this Boojum, which was baring its fangs at Penitia and me not long ago, had developed an emotion it should not possess towards us. Fear. I scramble to my feet and draw the tactical knife from my belt. The blade, which once gleamed silver, has somehow taken on its tinge of deep blue. It is a female. It's expensive by default. No! Find yourself a cheap female. They exist somewhere. Just lower your standards, dude. Cover me! Okay, as she grabs a blanket. Beneath the dense drumming of gunfire, Penitia and I move past the tentacles, writhing frantically to avoid us, until we stand beneath the Boojum's enormous body. The tentacle-tip eyeballs no longer stare down at me. They squint and narrow, writhing up a frenzy alongside the tentacles they're attached to. Commander, do it now! Damn it! Let's end this! I raise my knife high and plunge it into the Boojum. A sense of resistance greets the blade. It feels like I'm cutting through thick rubber. I threw all my strength into the hit and pull it downward. My voice and the Boojum's low, muffled shrieks mix together, echoing through the castle's basement. The blade tears downward, ripping through the Boojum's skin to create a horrifying crimson wound. Unlike a normal cut, it seems seared by a fierce blue flame, immediately filling the air with a nauseating stench of scorched flesh. Rubber? The Boojum's enormous body suddenly curls into a ball, twisting and convulsing. From somewhere within it, a sharp, scraping sound arises, like styrofoam being rubbed together. I slump to the ground right after like a wet thud. A blood-red color drains from the tentacle's tips, fading into a lifeless grayish white. The eyeballs roll across the floor, swiftly burning away into a wisp of empty ash. Sex! Sex's eyes are tightly shut. Perhaps the umbilical cord was severed. Her body is no longer attached to the Boojum tissue, sliding out of it like an innocent newborn. Fucking hell, why does it have to... We have to retreat! I hoist Sex up with the last of my strength. Good thing she's much lighter than usual and most of her limbs heavily damaged. Penitia supports my stumbling form as we run towards the lab exit. When I turn around, the tentacles begin to gather and lunge at us in a frenzy. I can almost feel its cold mucus dripping onto the top of my head. Commander! Ah! That's not a duck. That's a explosion. I immediately duck to the side. A grenade grazes past my scalp, exploding less than 10 meters behind me. Damn. With a boom, a splash of mucus sprays onto the back of my head. Makes me glad I'm still wearing the protective suit. Commander, left! Kukluk's voice comes through. Enichi and I immediately turn. The sound of an electrical short circuit is heard. Right after, I sense an ominous movement in the ceiling above. Master! Consider for a moment that I'm human! You aren't that weak! Fucking... I want to throw back a retort, but still, I pour every last ounce of strength I can muster into picking up my pace. I'm truly glad I did so the very next moment. Because of the electrical short, a heavy metal panel comes crashing down, pinning the chasing tentacles that had been the closest to me. Almost there! Wait, Mestina, get the commander! Alva provides covering fire as the gorilla rushes to us. With both hands, she pulls Pranitsia and me into the steps. The door that was torn off can no longer be closed. All we can do is keep running towards the hall's exit. Team Groza, having brought Melanie to the safe exit point long ago, immediately moves to meet us when they see us approach. I'm sorry, Melanie. I couldn't save that girl. No, Commander. I sensed her feelings. She told me that he thanks you and looks forward to the future where... Commander, get over here! Damn it, she was telling me something. Rosa stands guard at the door, her hand already on the lever besides the hall's main doors. Yes, we step into the hall's vestibule. She pulls the brass lever. The steel door slowly descends. After some splattering sounds by the tentacles slamming against the door, our surroundings finally return to a painful silence. Whew. Been a while since I had to sprint while carrying weight. Kukluk was just like a drill instructor at school. I remember my training. I lower Sex down, then sit next to her, grasping for breath. Her eyes are tightly closed. He lets out pained moans, seemingly still unconscious. Commander, there's a tear in your protective suit. Please let me help you do some emergency repairs. Alright. I no longer have the strength to move. Slump onto a place and let Alva tend to me.
14 out of 9 people suffer from dyscalculia, while 1,400% of people don't understand statistics.
I'm reminded of how there are 10 people who understand binary, those who do and those who don't. He takes out repair tape and seals the breach in the protective suit. Still in enemy territory. There's no telling what would happen. Need to leave as quickly as possible. Commander, if you find it hard to move right now, I can Boo? What? Why are you booing me? I was piggybacking off of his joke. What the fuck? No, it's fine. If you can you carry Sex instead? Commander, don't find me. Destroy me. Run. Hurry. I'm about to hand Sex over to the gorilla when her eyes suddenly open. She looks at me with despair. There's another one. Hide me. It's my curse. I don't know why it's quiet now. But this is your only chance. Hurry. Please. Leave me. You've already been saved, Sex. Thanks to Penitia and H35, that thing will no longer trouble you. Now, we can finally go home. Let's go back to the Elmo. Are racist jokes okay? Listen. We watch Formula 1 every freaking weekend. You tell me. The Elmo? Do I still have a place like that? That's right. If Ataraxis says this place is her home, then the Elmo's your home.
God must be black the way everyone calls him father, but no one has ever seen him.
Holy shit! Jokes you can't tell in other streamers' chats for 300, Alex. Fucking you! I nod to the gorilla, signaling for her to help. The gorilla dips her head silently, then hoists Sex onto her shoulder. Her concern is well-founded. We can't afford to linger here any longer. We're not only facing the threat of enemy attack, my body, too, seems to have reached its limits. There are still so many mysteries to be solved, and so many questions I want to ask. But just like every story node of this game, we answer one question, and now have 3 or 5 more questions. But the Thing King will have to wait until we get out of this place. Alright everyone, Quickly check your gear, then we'll move out at once. Uh-oh. Beneath the moonlight, light footsteps approach from afar. The dolls and I stop organizing our equipment, then turn our gazes toward the end of the corridor. Why are you here? I thought it was Ataraxis! What the fuck is Darcher doing here? Ah! What? Ah, she's only level 25 this time. Lament. The tragedies will eventually end, but no sacrifice should be taken for granted. No! It's like that refractured style with the blue. I like this. I like this. She has lime eyes. Very cool. Let's do this. It's Darcher time. The girl's parasol blocks the moonlight pouring down, shrouding her in a flower-like shadow. Coughing baby versus hydrogen baby! Hydrogen baby! Now, when it comes to those comparisons, it's always preferable to put the attacking side first. For example, you don't say immovable object versus unstoppable force. It's like how there is an adjective order in the English language that nobody teaches, but is inherently understood by native English speakers. I forgot exactly what the order is, but if you have a bunch of adjectives together, for example, a big, old, decrepit, green instrument, if you set those adjectives in any other order than that, it would sound weird and wrong. I may be a little tired, only a little. It's freaking 5 o'clock somewhere. You should get some rest now and give yourself some flavor text so we can continue the story. She lowers her gaze at Sex, currently draped over the gorilla's shoulder. Her lips form a cruel smile. I don't know, man, that's kind of a cute smile, not gonna lie. Is this how you celebrate your rebirth? Sex? How unsightly. To think you were placed ahead of the rest of us, favored by Mother, yet became such an ungrateful thing! At least she followed her own will, making a choice that was truly hers. Ayo, shots fired. Whereas you, Darcher, are still nothing more than a puppet, dancing to someone else's will. A puppet? How many times do you have to stomp you? We're gonna stomp you, you're gonna keep coming back, you stomp, you seal up all my cracks, keep coming back. Why? Because you keep smelling the syrup! You can't defy your mother's commands, so your only choice is to rush here and clean up the mess, no? Commander, you always imagine things to be simpler than it truly is. I came here not because I was bound by anyone's command. Mother never issues any forced orders to us either. We are always loved, always cherished by Mother. And this extends even to that thing. Sex! How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old woman? Hag? I mean, kind of. That was exactly why you had the chance to escape with your lives, carrying that thing with you. But I am different. I hate traitors. Oh, wrong voice. She appeared. I hate traitors. How can you betray Mother? Why would you think I'd let you go after you've betrayed our creator? Creator? I hardly know her. Alright, enough idle talk. I'm guessing you have no intention of handing Sex over to me. I mean, if you ask politely. The bed's over there. I mean, we could use the couch, too. You look small enough. Yeah. This is one of those, my mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me otherwise situations. Don't worry about it. People like you always come charging in, talking about the power of friendship and bonds and whatever's on your lips. What a pity, really. Time to bury the rest of you with her. Lady, you're only level 25. This is hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby. Like, please. It's stronger than before. Correct. Last time we fought her, she was level 20. Miss Grousa. I shall call you that for now. Your courage in facing me after going through all that is quite admirable. In truth, after spending some time with you, I've started to like that personality of yours. Which is why I do not enjoy what I will have to do to you next. However, I was thinking... Don't do that. Your brain tricks you into thinking. Would ending you right here mean that you won't have to face the suffering to come? What madness are you spewing? Are you retarded? Yes. She's trying to distract us. Be careful, everyone. Ha-ha! Which of these do you think is the truth? Between the image in the light and the invisible true nature in the dark? OTS 14. Uh-oh. 5 shadowing. Well, Sex is almost dead. So we're actually gonna put Sex away. Let's grab the characters we have on hand. We know Pedicia's here. We know Groza's here. We know Bunny is here. And we know Kukluk is also here. That's gonna be the team. Where's Kukluk? Oh, there she is. Okay. Let's do it this way. That works. Be putting Sex away for now. Sex is right there. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Anyway, this is Darcher. Everyone say hi, Darcher. And prepare to say bye, Darcher, because she's going to be dying very soon. Hopefully very soon. She should be dying very soon. 1 hit kill? Yeah. If that was anyone else, that would have been a 1 hit kill. If I had, like, Life 200 do it. That's her death scream, by the way. Oh, we win. Gorilla, she's heading your way. Woo! With a light turn of Darcher's wrist, the parasol canopy manages to block the bullets fired at her back. Lol, that was shit. I mean, hey, those were just some speed racer noises. Normal voice acting noises that humans make. The bullets, powerful enough to punch through steel, roar like a downpour, hitting the ground upon meeting the parasol, then slide off limply, making clinking sounds on the floor. She bends down slightly on the other side of the parasol. Then she leaps from her crouching position. Boom! Nice try, bozo. The gorilla opens fire without the slightest hesitation, aiming to drive Darcher back with overwhelming firepower. Her parasol is both the sturdiest shield and the sharpest spear. But if she can't break through her suppressing gunfire, her hands will be free enough to attack. Team Groza, support the gorilla! The doubled gunfire roars through the whole room. But when the smoke clears, we find that Darcher had already arrived right in front of the gorilla. Hey look, there she is. How? The parasol had folded shut at some point, now transformed into a black assault rifle. Hey, that's pretty- Yo, is she the penguin? Darcher makes no move to evade. She takes every bullet Boy Mustina fires head on, applying directly to the forehead, riddling her frame with horrifying bullet holes. But the muzzle of her weapon had long since been trained on sex! No! No! Not Melody! A single gunshot rings out softly, jarring sharp in the lull between bursts of gunfire. Darcher, you... Ha 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 ha. Wait, what did she do? No one can betray Mother! No one! I won't allow it! Not even you! Sex! Guns out for Harambe. Sex completely loses consciousness. The bullet has bored straight through her chest, leaving a black hole dripping with blood. Have you gone mad, Darcher? What good does this do you? Good? I don't know either. Come to think of it, it's true. There really isn't any. Still, I can't help myself. Anyone who looks down on Mother cannot be forgiven. That's simply how I think. Fucking simp. So what about you, Commander? You went against Mother. What good does that do you? Going against us, getting yourself turned into something neither dead nor alive by the radiation. What good does that do you? Is that why I'm not dead yet? What the fuck are we? What have we become in the red zone? Where the fuck is the story going? What the fuck is this shit? Huh? She's nothing more than one individual who chose to align with evil. I look towards Darkshire. When our gazes meet, I strangely do see a faint trace of understanding in those hate-filled eyes. See? Your fixation with your sense of justice has carried you all the way here. So, never underestimate the power of obsession. Prepare to embrace your destruction with your blind obsession. You, and that mother of you keep speaking of. Prepare yourselves. I will erase every last one of you Paradius freaks. Oh my god. We are becoming the very thing we swore to destroy. Oh my! How scary! I'm so scared. What a pity though. You won't be able to do it, Commander. And as for why? That's because Mother is a great existence who has seen through fate itself. Darkshire falls backwards into the crack that is split open at the center of the floor. Rumble, rumble. Oh god, don't tell me there's another fucking Boojum. Isn't it Boojum Central in the red zone? A violent quake erupts in the reception room. Even more intense than the one during our arrival. Has Mother been revealed yet? No, she has not. We got to see the silhouette of her in before she's really hot, which would suck. Commander, grab my hand. Rosa supports me to prevent me from slipping onto the increasingly tilted floor. The ash gray-haired Paradius dolls swarm in front of everywhere once again, in double the numbers we encountered before. They chant some kind of incantation in unison, like a final morning prayer before the break of dawn. Commander, we've lost control of the electronic systems. Every exit in the building is closing. Looks like some kind of emergency mode has been triggered. Everyone, the route you just received on your terminals is the only one with any chance of escape. Got it! Alva, confirm the escape route. Rosa, let's work together to hold off the dolls behind us. Received. On the route map, Ku Klux said, the castle's main doors have long been sealed. Our only way out is through the other side of the reception room, across the outer courtyard, and down the spiral staircase of the tower on one side of the castle. Up ahead, Alva and Predicia clear the obstacles in our path, while Voy Mestina kicks open the locked iron door, allowing us to swiftly escape the cramped reception room and arrive upon the open ground of the outer courtyard. Our team grows as fights desperately to hold the line behind us. The Paradius dolls remain in relentless pursuit. The intense, killing intent radiating from their expressionless face makes it nearly impossible to think them to Nemesis, who shares their appearance. Those Paradius dolls. Where on earth did they even come from? If we make it back, I'll ask Nemesis again, and see if she remembers anything. We will definitely make it back. Well yeah, we're at the end of the story. Bang bang! The gunshots from my pistol drown out my pounding heartbeat. But the bullets pierces through a head. Their already battered Paradius doll falls backwards, falling over the wall behind us with a mere drop more than a dozen meters high. Commander, over here! The two dolls standing guard atop the tower, unable to withstand Defy's onslaught. They're quickly rendered incapable of combat. Commander, hurry! The gate on this side is about to close too! There's 1 minute left! Don't get bogged down fighting them! Get into the tower first! The gate's about to close! After confirming that the interior is safe, I set Melanie down on the steps and squirm inside myself. The tower's spiral staircase is narrow and steep. The air is thick with the cold smell of aged dust and stone. The surrounding walls are thick and solid. They are part of the building's fortifications, after all. Though maintenance is long overdue for the stone steps underfoot, they can still bear everyone's weight. Small bits of stone occasionally roll down the steps as we step on them, falling all the way down to the depths of the tower. The steps here are somewhat slippery, everyone. Be careful! Ah! Melanie! Cell phone tries to grab Melanie, but her outstretched hand grabs only empty air. Melanie tumbles down alongside the crushed bits of stone she stepped on. Damn it! Melanie! What I feared did not happen. Antidote's reassuring voice comes through the comms. Commander, I caught My wife! Let's go! Thank goodness. Antidote, get Melanie to a safe place first. Understood, but wait, that's... Oh no, Antidote, get out of there, quickly! Freak. Uh-oh. Well, that can't be good. The sound of falling, crashing metal comes from beneath our feet. Antidote, Melanie! What happened? Are you two alright? Uh-oh. They're cut off. No! They took my wife! Oh, she's fine.
Commander, Melanie and I are both fine. But our forced hacking triggered the security mechanisms here, causing the wiring to lock down completely. We can't unlock it unless we have a key, or permissions to disengage the lockdown. Hacking will take time. What's more, that mechanism's also set off a small explosion at the gate near the bottom of the tower. That gate is now blocked by rubble.
Shit. Does that mean we can't even activate our explosives?
I'm afraid so.
The tower, one of the defensive fortifications of this ancient structure, has only 2 entrances. One above, one below, plus the narrow windows on the walls. Those are so small that only a single hand can fit through them. Since the lower exit's now sealed off, we're all trapped inside the solidly built tower unless we blow the fucking wall! Damn it, we'll just have to clear the rubble by hand! Commander, hold on! I'll get those stones cleared ASAP! Or use a fucking grenade? Okay. The situation has grown so dire that there is no room even for silence. So, someone must step forward in the next moment. Only then can the script keep moving forward. We all already know the ending of the story, but the journey is woven through real sacrifice, blood, and tears. What's Nemesis about to do? A shell cannot wrap a heartbeat. Sharp shards mirror dreams, memory. Nemesis! Nemesis, don't! You bastard, what are you doing? Let go, let go, let go! Obelisco. After Nemesis shoves the bunny, the last one still outside with her, into the tower, the door slams shut with a bang. Huh? No! Our demolition setup, which had gone dark due to the security lockdown, comes back online. I don't know how things turn out this way. Or rather, there are still so many questions I want to ask. And all that answers me is the overwhelming tremor and the deafening sound of the explosion. What? Right! Because Nemesis is a Paradius. She could have... This really is a horror story. The black guy dies first. Okay. We're gonna take a Bezos break. And when we come back, we are going to find a way to make some peace with how the story ends. With Empty Shadow. Until then, I will catch you all in 3 minutes. Don't watch the ads. We're not done with stream yet. We still got plenty to do. But we're gonna cap off the story and then do the rest of the levels. I'll catch you in 3 minutes. Don't watch the ads. Don't do it. Let's go gambling on standard banner. Banner? I hardly know her. It didn't work, but you know what? It's standard banner. It doesn't matter. Let's go. Let's see what I get. 2 purples? Maybe? Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Hey, purple! Aw, dang it. 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 Purple? No, okay. That's fine. 1 purple is fine. This is... Okay. That's whatever. Let's go ahead and finish off the story with an empty shadow. At the very edge of your vision, her hollow form appears once again. Her hollow live? The next day. Wait, we escaped? Failing, let's begin.
Alright.
Failing no longer trembles in the ops room. She grips the handheld terminal so tightly that her knuckles turn white. Casualty list for this mission is laid out in detail in the center of the screen.
Squads that stayed behind to guard the Elmo sustained relatively light injuries. Their frames can be repaired by replacing parts. Besides that, Helen's neural cloud suffered minor damage. Data recovery will be performed during her next routine maintenance. Among field personnel, 404's losses and injuries were relatively minor. D5's losses were mainly ammunition and equipment. They said that they'd do a detailed list once they go back, so it's not itemized for now.
Ailing pauses. She does her best to make her voice sound normal.
Lastly, the squad with most severe losses. Team Groza. Leader and Bunny are at 30% frame damage. They are currently in the repair pods awaiting repair. Lastly, we have Nemesis. Status MIA.
The ops room sinks into silence. To be honest, I no longer remember much of what happened after that day. While waiting for rescue, the shock of the explosion gave me a mild concussion, and prolonged exposure to collapse radiation rendered me unconscious for some time. I'm told that we were rescued from the tower by 404 not long after the explosion. We discovered that the castle's entire courtyard area had been blown to smithereens. Team Groza and Squad 404 escorted Melanie and me back to the Elmo first, while Alva, the gorilla, and Panitia stayed for some time near the castle, waiting for the fire from the explosion to die down before making a preliminary assessment of the situation. According to the report, severed bits of those Paradius dolls got mixed together after the explosion. He couldn't identify which part of them was Nemesis' friend. Because she was one of the... I would say look for the darker ones, but the explosion would have charred them anyway. Once they add some R&R, they will conduct another in-depth investigation of the area surrounding the old castle. We've decided to put Nemesis as missing for now. At least until her frame can be conclusively confirmed destroyed. How is Sax doing, by the way? Is there still a chance for her to wake up?
Sax's current condition is beyond what I can handle. So for now, I've handed her over to Miss Dandelion.
Let's just leave it to her then. Mailing's understanding of 3rd gen dolls is limited. All we can do is wait and see if Dandelion can do anything. Still, we did bring back her frame, so there's always hope that she might wake up. After that, each squad that took part in the mission gave their own mission report. The documents cell phone brought back from the castle rooms have been fully analyzed. We obtained some data on Darcher, and the same for a doll under the codename Juno. The contents indicate that both dolls had recently returned to that castle for frame maintenance. Although we don't know why they did so, it must have been connected to Sax's rebirth ceremony. Perhaps Darcher's abnormal behavior is actually connected to this chain of events. Hello, Ness. Hey, Talon! I also managed to confirm many things previously unknown through this mission. First, regarding Paradius' activities. After I shot William dead, new individuals kept rising within Paradius, taking over and attempting to continue the research he had conducted back then. Cheeto Egg is not alone, and the incident wasn't some aftershock from 10 years ago, but an entirely new probe attempt by Paradius. Second, I initially thought that 3rd gen dolls were merely employed by the conglomerate, but now it seems that things aren't that simple. The conglomerate and someone within Paradius appear to jointly hold authority over them. God damn it. It's like the enemies are in cahoots with each other. What the fuck? Perhaps the specifics will only become clear once Dandelion finishes dealing with Sax's situation. Still, we now know that Paradius and the conglomerate are fully in leagues with one another. You could even say that Paradius is ambitious enough that they'd swallow the conglomerate whole if they could do it. You could tell from the degree of 3rd Gen Doll's chokehold over the conglomerate that they've clearly been working on this plan for a long time. Lastly, regarding the Helena project. Melanie told me that Helena, designated H-35 as a test subject, is currently heavily involved in Paradius' experiments. My failure to rescue her is my biggest regret. I was so close to her back in that one moment. But now that I think about it, what troubles me greatly is that strange feeling I had when I approached where she was. I remember feeling something like that back in Boojums as well. Maybe subtle differences between them, but I'm quite certain it was that same kind of thing. Did we cross dimensions into Nirvana briefly again? Probably. Commander. Commander? What? The meeting is over. I lift my head. Only then do I realize that everyone in the ops room is staring at me. I wave my hand to let everyone leave, while I myself remain, sitting motionless in the chair. Ugh, right. Perditya, may I have a word with you? Sure. 1 word later. After everyone gathers their documents and leaves the ops room, I gesture for Perditya to sit down beside me. Surely you have much to ask me. Your thoughts are quite unsubtle. You're right. I don't know where to even begin. Why not start with the special abilities I displayed? That should be what you're most interested in, right? Are you willing to talk about it? Let's start there. We don't really have any other choice anyway. Commander, if we are talking about choices, I have to say that you have so many choices and options in your hands, yet you always choose the path that leads towards the future. I gotta phrase it like that. You are an incredibly kind person. I think that is probably why Zawarudo chose you. Zawarudo chose me? That's right. Exactly what you think it is. After all, though I'm the anchor point for her descent, even I'm still not qualified enough to know her name. But you are qualified to know everything. And thus, at this very moment, I sit here beside you. I fall silent again, waiting for Perditya to speak. I don't know why she chose me. Perhaps it's because my processing power is great enough to support even her in weaving a dream. Perhaps it was coincidence. Or perhaps it was simply fate's arrangement. But in any case, she descended here, and upon leaving, she left behind a portion of her power. You already know. This is a power belonging to Nirvana. So you were able to temporarily suppress Boojums because of... I'm afraid that the me right now can no longer explain it to you well. What I can still say is that she does not permit Boojums to enter Nirvana. And that the power of Nirvana is also one of the few existences capable of completely annihilating a Boojum. No wonder Paradius would study such a thing. So, there are still many questions I want to ask, but Perditya shakes her head. It's alright. There's no need to rush to understand the answers. If you wish to create the future, there must be something unknown to you. And precisely because of that, you can do what she cannot. I think it over for a long time, but in the end, I simply voice my final request. And would it be possible to... Perditya seems to know what I'm about to ask, and immediately shakes her head. I exhausted all the power she left behind while dealing with the situation we faced. I can no longer sense her. Though I will probably become her eyes again, I'm afraid I won't be able to guide the power of Nirvana for a long time. Unless she wishes to change something through me once again. Sorry, Commander. I cannot help you convey your thoughts and feelings to her. But please believe that everything is fate's arrangement. Please don't worry, because when she bid me farewell, she told me that in a future not so far away, due to certain events, the two of you would surely meet again. And when that time comes, it will be her seeking help from you. What's that supposed to mean? Once that happens, she hopes that you, Commander, would hold her hand just as you did in the past. Wait, what? As Patricia says this, she grabs my hand, as though passing something on to me. Warmth from her palm somehow feels more familiar than how her hands themselves feel to me. Two of us stay silent for a long while. There's one more thing I wanted to ask. About Nemesis. What did she say at the end? So it's about that. Indeed, I actually wanted to ask Nemesis some questions directly just now, but... I understand that you have some questions about her identity. Not just her identity. There's also... I understand. I don't know the specifics myself. But she's a good kid. Thanks. At the very end, she said that she would hack into the neural clouds of those Paradius dolls, and through them, take control of the whole castle's wiring and circuitry. Everyone would be able to escape that way. Was there anything else? That was all of it. After all, things were quite urgent back then. Yeah? She said one last thing at the end. I know what you want to hear. Back then, she really didn't have to say time to say something like, I'll definitely come back alive to find you guys. But not saying it doesn't mean she won't do it. So, let us hold on to that feeling and pray for her together. 1 week later. Fucking time skips. Dandelion calls me to the maintenance room, saying that Sax Neural Cloud is showing signs of recovery. When I hurry over, I see Sax still inside the pod, barely maintaining the stability of her Neural Cloud data through the link Dandelion established. How is she? Oh my! Her condition can only be described as super terrible. God damn it, Dandelion. I like Cathilda over here. That's Cora's wife. You're gonna have to fight him for that one. If she wasn't brought back in time, even the tiniest bit of Neural Cloud data might not have been saved. Archer's final shot landed right on her Neural Cloud core. An absolutely destructive blow, no question. To be so ruthless towards her own elder sister. Looks like that child really does have a bright future ahead of her. Why on earth did she do it? Just to punish a traitor? Is there really a need to go that far? Don't underestimate a doll's sense of self. If someone achieves what you could not, jealousy would come naturally. Once such a heart of jealousy sprouts, grows and ferments, it grows into an abomination that even the individual herself can't control. If we look at it that way, third-gen dolls are actually quite similar to humans. Ayo, Detroit! Commander, perhaps you are being envied by someone at this very moment. Would envy a wanted fugitive with official URNC bounty. All I can say is, you underestimate yourself far too much. Perhaps the reason for your bounty is the reason for someone's envy towards you. For a moment, neither of us speaks. Finally, Dandelion turns her gaze back to Sax! I said before that the Boojum Hub can think rationally, only making instinctive reactions, didn't I? I have to retract that statement. Although Sax's neural condition is dire, the Boojum within her body has become highly assimilated with her neural cloud core, protecting her basic data from Darcher's bullet. Ayo, irony? I think this might be some kind of instinct. After a certain connection was severed, the Boojum within her changed in nature. It began to work solely for her sake. In any case, her neural cloud core is now being sustained by the Boojum cells in its place, and it can only be repaired by those Boojum cells themselves. Still, thanks to Darcher, she is now completely free of their control. If the conglomerate, Paradius, some Boojum or whatever dialed her up, they'll just get static. Darcher really did burn the bridge. Yo! Okay. On the flip side, however, since she lost much of her Boojum cells, she can no longer display the full power of a third-gen doll. Even if we had a way to repair her frame, at most, she could perform at about the level of those twin dolls you captured in Makosh. Okay, that's actually still pretty damn powerful, not gonna lie. That's pretty good. Yo, like the boss when you get them as a playable character? We're fine even without those cells. We're now in a position to prepare a better frame for her. Swapping frames won't work. I just said that her neural cloud core is damaged, didn't I? Right now, her neural core cloud is basically being run by the Boojum hub in its place, though there are large gaps where it comes to memory. Fortunately, we made a backup when we examined her before, so right now, I'm using that backup to restore as much of her memory as possible. As for how much can be restored, that will depend entirely on her own will. To sever the connection to the system you were born with, to no longer rely on anyone, to build a new self-conscious nest by your own strength alone. It comes at an inevitable, bloody price. All I can do is wish her good luck. You're a motherfucker, I hope you know. By the way, doing all this cost me quite the time and effort. Who even remembers that I came here for a vacation? Thank you for your hard work. What? I didn't quite catch that. You could say it a little louder. No, a little more generously. Commander? What terrible timing to wake up. And whose fault is it but yours for being so loud? Ignoring Dandelion's protesting, I walk up to the pod containing sex and switch on my comms. Sex! How do you feel? You thought you killed a demon, I'm back! Yep. Back on the Elmo. So sorry. It's alright. If you can't remember the past, so be it. From now on, you're a member of the Elmo. That's the only thing you need to remember. Oh, if only the commander would be so kind and gentle with me to— Shut the fuck up! Fucking... I understand. And also, thank you, Miss Dandelion. Huh? You noticed me? And here I thought I was quite discreet about it. But doesn't that mean your neural cloud reconstruction was already going well enough? Well enough for you to perceive my presence? Looks like you can start ordering her missing parts, Commander. You won't have to throw her in the recycling as per your plans. Dandelion? This joke wasn't all that inappropriate for the timing, was it? Since you brought it up yourself, help me order the parts on the black market. Order received. Dandelion's projection goes dark. Only Sex and I remain in the maintenance room. But I don't know what I should say. Why don't you— let's get some proper rest for now. Sir. What's wrong? Press myself against the comms device, trying to make out Sex's voice. You believed in me. You faced such a creature. You dared to use your human body. Yes, I believe in you. Even though I cannot be loyal? I understand what you mean, Sex! A doll who possesses full authority over herself cannot pledge loyalty to anyone through a form of a code imprint. Those two things are mutually contradictory. But it also means we can try trusting each other. Just like everyone else aboard the Elmo. But, my lord, I cannot serve you my original strength. I am already useless. Oh, you can serve me other ways, lady. I'd give you a higher rating than you give yourself. You didn't just defy your own creator, you even defied the fate she imposed on you. And what's more, you successfully mastered the Boojum cells within your body. You proved to us that a third-gen doll is capable of changing her own fate. It's also because of you that the mask of that woman was pierced, letting me know who I should be bringing down from now on. My lord, your life may have been relatively simple and straightforward in the past. They gave orders, you carried them out. No need to question, no need to think. From now on, you may have to deliberate on matters far more complicated. You must rely on the choices made by your heart. You must now start learning about this world the same way a human infant does. You won't know what that fire is hot until you touch it. You won't realize that the path has ended until you walk into a wall. This process will be quite painful. It will be extremely painful. For you. Perhaps you'll also go through struggles, doubts, soul-searching, and rebellion. And through this, you will discover a road never walked before, one that truly belongs to you. Of course, my understanding of doll technology is quite shallow, but I think that's more or less how the principle goes. You seem to be talking about a certain someone. No, I am not. I give sex a smile. So, right now, the you of the present is the best version of yourself. Rest well. I'll be waiting for you. As you command, my master. Darcher had not anticipated that she would wake up so soon. Also, she still remembers what happened in that castle at the end. She killed sex with her own 2 hands. On realizing this, Darcher shudders. It means that her neural cloud is still perfectly intact. Seems like a deliberate punishment. Darcher hurriedly shuts her eyes. Pretending to be asleep won't work, my child. Mama. Darcher tries to sit up, but she finds herself tied onto a cold machine. The parts destroyed by that 2nd-gen doll, as reckless as brutish as an old heavy-duty excavator, had all been removed, exposing clumps of tissue and densely packed wiring within, along with a large number of newly replaced modules. She had been repaired, and Darcher's heart is filled with despair, because she did not want to appear before Mother like this. Damn it. That doll is nothing but an old relic from many years ago. Hatred towards the enemy flashed through Darcher's neural cloud only for an instant. That thought was quickly replaced by fear. Is there anything you wish to say? I've never seen Darcher scared. Ever.
Mother, I was being stubborn. I did something you did not tell me to do. But even so, Mother still gently repaired me. Is it because I have been forgiven?
The commander. He wounded the prototype, severed the connection with H-35, dug sex out. Having witnessed all of this up to close, surely you must have also seen the power behind those actions. Come, tell me everything you know. All of it.
I didn't see it.
I see. Seem to have gotten my hopes up too high. Hearing Mother's sigh, Darcher feels despair and grief surge against her crumbling neural cloud like a raging tide. Clear liquid wells up from the corner of her eyes.
I'm sorry.
Shh. I almost feel sorry for her. Almost. She can no longer make a sound. It is obvious. Mother does not want to hear her excuses. Don't worry. I'm not angry with you. You have been a delicate child from the very beginning, Darcher. You have always been more sentimental compared to your sisters, or greedy for emotional comfort and reassurance. Darcher struggles to look toward her, trying to evaporate the tears pooling at her eyes. A scene from the past appears before her. Mother, reporting sex, walking forward step by step. She was the first 3rd-gen doll among them to be completed, assembled just a little earlier than her. Even so, sex received the most of Mother's love, or perhaps even her only offering of love. Mother seems to treat sex as a prototype, as though she were a human girl, treating her as one would a daughter, though it was only for a dozen or so hours, although she was probably only trying her best to test the effect of maternal love on a 3rd-gen doll's neural cloud and the Boojum within her during the growth period. Those dozen or so hours were recorded in the neural cloud of Darcher, who watched from the side. She watched how Mother carefully supported sex, how she gently taught her to understand the world, how she sang her a lullaby while she slept. Before she even understood who she herself was, Darcher came to know jealousy. If it were me, I would absolutely never betray. At least that traitor is already. Still, the next time you meet sex, bring her back as intact as possible.
I'm very curious about the current state of her heart. I want to know if its nature has already changed. Mother, why would you still want that traitor? And besides, he's already been... You seem certain that you have destroyed her neural cloud. By design, if her neural cloud had truly been completely annihilated, the Boojum heart within her body would immediately take over the neural cloud's functions and control her frame, keeping her permanently fixed in another form. But that did not happen, did it? But the Boojum heart can connect to the computing process of the neural cloud like a biological nerve, enhancing processing capability to an extreme degree. As of now, I have only partially realized this function in Cocoon. Since it is tightly fused with the neural cloud core, and since Boojum cells are capable of performing functions nearly as complex as what a brain can do, repairs to neural cloud core processes, which are normally impossible, could potentially succeed. Of course, the potential chance to succeed is very low, but since she is now connected to that commander, it is best not to trust such probabilities, no matter how low they might be. It's not superstition, but my conclusion as a researcher. You will see sex again! Boojum, back up? She will appear before me again? Archer looks at Mother in shame. He had caused her so much trouble, yet couldn't seem to do anything right. For an instant, Archer feels that perhaps she does not deserve any kind of comforting at all. But Mother walks over and strokes her head at that very moment. A gentle voice can be heard, singing that familiar sweet song, a song that had never belonged to Archer. Go to sleep, my precious child. Your cradle, warm and cozy. To sleep, my precious child. Every beautiful blessing, every happiness in this world, that's me! All of it belongs to you. Archer closes her eyes in bliss. Although she knows that Mother did not sing out of love, she has never felt so content in her entire life. Then, boundless silence devours Archer, sinking her consciousness into a deep void. It is me at night. Mother stares with satisfaction at the transparent jar on the table, labeled STR01A247. The next one. A faintly squirming polymer mass lies inside it, shimmering with a dazzling light. Those were the Boojum cells once active within Sexton's body. Originating from the Boojum prototype, she used to grow all third-gen dolls, nourished by a doll's neural cloud and energy, and has now taken on properties and radiation wavelengths entirely different from Sex Boojum's other half. They had been excised by some kind of power, completely and wholly. And what's more, they'd been killed. This is her first time seeing a Boojum truly die. Completely destroying Boojum cells requires only high temperatures. That it is only a method to physically destroy them. Even she had never obtained a Boojum this intact. A Boojum that has ceased all biological activity, too. Back then, he shouldn't have been carrying any weapons or methods unknown to me, or things I've never deployed within the laboratory. Even if the prototype can recover, the connection to that girl has likely been permanently severed, and in time, the growth progress the prototype has achieved will also decline. The sex of the present had not become a doll not created by her. She had thoroughly attained freedom, and perhaps, in a certain way, became an entirely new individual. So you are capable of even such things, Commander. Fate truly does favor you very much. Oh, this is love. You truly are our most fearsome opponent. Task Force Defy, at contact attempt 7893, requesting connection. Connection established. Mona? Why are you the one answering the call? A certain secretary has entered a period of radio silence for the sake of the upcoming big move, so the duty of communicating with you is now mine to take over. Alva, I read the log for this mission.
silent as ever, I see. Well, with the gorilla around, that sort of thing is pretty much unavoidable. I'm on this comms channel too. And take it as a compliment. It's a compliment from a security doll, you know? That carries real weight. Besides, there really wasn't any other option at the time. Thank you for understanding. Regarding the recent mission, organization have any feedback? Of course, I'm not rushing you, but this discovery is critical. I believe it can serve as direct evidence that Paradius has completely revived. And in fact, it is integrating itself into a larger, much more terrifying existence. I understand you, but it seems the higher-ups have something they're way more concerned about. Something they're more concerned about? But they matter more than tracking down. I know, Alva, but this is what they want. I'm aware that it will pose problems for those who work on the front lines like you. But acting in accordance with orders, handed down from above, is precisely our duty. Alright. What are the orders from above? Continue the recon mission. Keep monitoring for any abnormal electromagnetic pulses. Doesn't really seem any different from before. Also, maintain contact with the commander and when necessary, relay information about the Elmo back to the organization. Alva waits for a moment, but no further reply can be heard from the comms. That's all. That's all! Does that mean the commander is already safe? Well, it's at least a positive sign, isn't it? Alright, although this doesn't seem any different from what we were already doing. It's a trap. They're gonna betray. They're gonna betray! We'll keep up our work, since that's how the higher-ups want it. In any case, safety first! You too. Beep. The call ends. The Elmo travels onward through the boundless desert like it always does. Knock, knock, knock. Come in. Commander, really quick. I noticed that I'm the only motherfucker that knocks on people's office doors before entering if their door is closed. Every other manager just fucking barges in. Like, bruh. What's wrong? Have you visited Helena?
Yeah. Helena, she woke up for a little bit just now. I told her about everything we went through recently.
Was she able to understand it? Get with the times, old man? No, I refuse.
More or less. Although Helena doesn't seem to fully understand it, she understands more than I expected.
That is a pretty impressive improvement.
But Helena did tell me that while she was asleep, she also dreamed of the girl we weren't able to save. I don't know why, but her ability to sense that girl seems especially strong. He also said that the girl once informed Helena of her name.
A girl? I remember she was called H35, wasn't she?
No. Not a designation like H35 or D68. It's a name, like a human name. A name just like the Melanie you gave me.
I pause what I'm working on and look towards Melanie. Did she say what her name was?
Helena says she forgot. No, that's not right. What she said was, that's something she shouldn't remember.
Shouldn't remember? I found this phrasing strange, yet it carries something that feels familiar. Oh god, don't tell me it's Lumi.
Commander, that girl seems somewhat different from us. I keep getting the feeling that she doesn't belong here.
It might be Lumi, oh my god. Melanie's scattered utterings gradually brought a certain idea in my mind into focus. If that memory existing only in my mind truly did happen, if the possibilities that Nirvana showed me really do exist, then it's Lumi! At the other side of the world, those who are pulled by the thread of fate. Could a reunion be possible? Do you think this means we still have a chance to save that girl? After all, Helena can still sense her even now. We definitely will. If my conjecture is true, then she must still be alive somewhere in the world.
Commander, I'm so sorry. It was only after going through this whole ordeal that I realized I've been talking about things that are really hard to achieve. I always had saving all the Helenas as my goal, but in the end, even just trying to save H35 was so difficult. But if I don't do it, more and more children will be trapped inside the kind of suffering I went through before.
Melanie,
Uh-huh.
you won't grow taller if you keep letting your mind run wild.
Won't grow taller?
Although you and Helena share the same genes, I remember. When we measured your heights last time, she was already 1 centimeter taller than you.
How is that possible? I drink my milk properly, too.
Melanie clenches her fist, looking at me in a huff, only to find an irrepressible smile spreading across my face.
Commander, I knew it! You were lying!
I'm not. It's true. If you don't believe me, go ask Mei Ling.
I'll go ask Miss Mei Ling in a short while.
If you don't want to lose to Helena, then don't keep dwelling on such things. Melanie, your priorities are to eat well and sleep well. Then grow taller and bigger as soon as you can. Motherfucker! Only then will you be able to become strong enough to fight the bad guys who will do evil and save all the Helenas. Wouldn't you agree?
I see.
Alright, now go and get ready for food. Remember that the menus today's got stuff you really like. Fried chicken and pizza.
Okay, I'll go right now.
Melanie waves goodbye to me and jogs out of the ops room. A collapse storm had just passed. Long absent blue sky reappears over the yellow zone. Sunlight shines down upon this desolate land, day after day, as though nothing had ever changed. But some things do indeed quietly change. For instance, I finally decide to stop fixating on the chaotic past, stop worrying about predicaments that happened, to stop excessively dwelling on the manipulations and maneuvers of powerful figures. Finally decided to take a probing step forward, toward the future, which is like what we do every fucking story and what the characters were telling us that we always do no matter what. I know not how far I can go up this mountain, but at the very least, if I must fall, I shall try for my remains to lay near the summit. Yo? Perhaps, or maybe not due to the change in my state of mind, I noticed that outside the Elmo's window, in the ever-unchanging desert, something I've never seen before has appeared. A purple plant sways freely in the breeze, far end of my vision. As the Elmo gradually moves forward, I suddenly realize that it wasn't a plant. Nemesis? I rub my eyes. Nemesis! She's alive! And that's what the story is! God! Next week. The story continues next week. Oh my god. Nemesis is alive. Let's fucking go. Let's complete all of the extra modes and stuff. Very cool. Oh man. That's a good stuff. I don't know. I had no fucking clue what to expect with the story. Let's use the electric team. We might as well. Let's get Team Electric up in this bitch, because... Okay, Mossy Nugget. Let's grab Tater's Sex, because... Wait. Is this one Tater? Yeah, Tater's Sex is the only one with the maid on my friends list, apparently. And... Leva. There we go. That works. Friggin'! A whole lot's happening in the next event. There's gonna be... It's a double event. Not a double event. It's one of those major two-part events. The first half is going to be OTS 14, I think. And the second half is going to be Soppo. We get the Sop Dog, finally. It's been 3,000 years. It's fine. I'm looking forward to... I'm always looking forward to it. This game has given me things to look forward to. Another thing to look forward to. I am trying to be efficient with the hours in my day. Doing things. I know that's really vague. Lately, I've been playing this solo board game called Conservas, which literally means canned fish. I like it. It's like a bag building strategy game where you want to fish a lot to get money, but you don't want to overfish because that's bad and you won't be able to make money. Concerta is an anti-depressant. I said Conservas, not Concerta. What the fuck? Not to be confused with Concerto, which is a type of composition where you have a lead soloist backed by the whole orchestra. I freaking love concertos. I will never be good enough to do a concerto, even though a jazz quartet is kind of a back and forth concerto where everybody's supporting each other. Oh my god, is jazz just communist concerto? Fucking hell. I hate my mind sometimes. This is fine. This Saturday is gonna be great because after the race, I'm going to the music store and I'm gonna try to get a saxophone, and I'm gonna spend this weekend digging around with a saxophone. I'm probably not gonna stream it, and if I do, it'll be on Sunday. I am still not yet sure what my plans are this Sunday. It is what it is. I'm trying to get a hold of one of my friends, my best real life friend from high school. Unfortunately, he's the type where if you message him, there's a 50% chance he'll get back to you in 2 weeks, and a 50% chance that he won't get back to you. He's one of those types. I'm probably just gonna fucking call him unprompted and ask him what's up. The reason is because there is a board game that his friend left behind that he's trying to sell. And I'm like, hey, I want it. I got the money. Let's do the deal. And I verified the deal with my friend. Like, yes, this is happening. Next time we see each other. I'm like, okay, cool. And now I'm trying to get with him so we could do the deal and hang out because I have more board games that I want to play and stuff and have fun and stuff. But I guess fun isn't allowed in this bitch of an earth. It is what it is. I'm patient. Even if it is a pretty solid discount on my favorite board game. Pop quiz, what's my favorite board game? Because this, I'm not gonna say what it is. However, the base game is $80 new. Well, it's $90 now for some fucking reason. And the expansion is another $30. So that's $120. And according to my friend, the used base game and used expansion, he's selling for a total of $50. I'm like, yo, that is an insane deal. Yes, please. That's wild. That is like a more than 50% discount on what is probably a very heavily used board game. This is fine. I am big chillin' with that. I accepted that deal immediately. I'm like, yo, gimme. Worst case scenario, the deal falls through and I just get it off eBay somewhere or some shit. Speaking of eBay, I've been looking on eBay for used saxophones. I've been looking around for used saxophones. There was one on Reverb that I found. It was a pretty decent deal on a YAS 480, the Yamaha intermediate sax model. And I was looking at the photos, because it was a dang good deal. I'm all like, yo, ain't no way this used sax. Like, what's the catch? I inspect the photos, and I zoom in to where you could see the serial number. And sure enough, you had the Yamaha insignia and YAS 480, the serial number, but underneath it was the deal breaker. Made in China. Yamaha does not manufacture in China. Yamaha either manufactures in Japan for their early models or Indonesia for the model I'm looking at. I've seen other saxes on the market of that YAS 480 clearly labeled made in Indonesia. This one's made in China? I'm not falling for that. Nope. Chinesium instruments are not to be trusted. I would know. I tried them. Indonesia? Frisia? Ayo? Freezer? I hardly know her. Nesia? Nesia reaction? Knee-jerk? I understand what knee-jerk reaction means, but I'm having trouble understanding why it is a thing to begin with. I classify it on the same tier as someone who says you can't have your cake and eat it too, which I think is one of the most retarded sayings ever. What is the point? What is the point of having cake if you can't eat it too? What the fuck? Why are you even having cake? Frisia, the one character we had no lore on and Nikki for years and found out she had an extremely tragic ending after learning all about her? No, we're talking about Frisia, the song that Matsuta Chima of Ninjin Sanjin made a very punny song about, and it was funny. I learned a lot of Japanese puns thanks to that. Very cool. Yo, can I play Frisia? You guys get a free Ocarina redeem. Let me try that. Don't tell me it's in D flat.
弱すぎる逃げる気
It is in D flat. I hate this. I'm not playing Frisia anymore. Also, because I can't play D flat on an ocarina. Wait, can I play D flat? Let me. I'm gonna attempt to play D flat major. No. That's not even the right note. I hate that. I hate that. I'd rather do it on flute. At least on flute, it feels okay to do after some practice. Maybe on ocarina, it'll feel okay to do after some practice, but D flat major. Wait. What's my go-to D flat major test song? I can't do that song. Nope. Wait, that was it? Now we get to do the challenge modes? Okay. We're finishing up the challenge mode, buying the stores out, and then we'll end stream. But first I have to claim these. Very cool. I can't claim them all at once, I have to claim them one at a time. That's fine. Challenge mode! Hopefully I can auto these. Live forged anew. Shattered and fused again through endless hammering until it is quenched and reborn. Okay, what dolls are they making us use this time? Let's see. We get 4. And those 4 are... Dong Yu! Dorka! My wife! And I'm using my... No, I'm not. I'm not using my sex. I'm using Tater's sex. My sex is slightly better, but Tater's sex will work for us. Very cool. At least I think my sex is better. I built my sex pretty well. This is fine. What's less fine? Actually, wait, this is fine. I am going to make an attempt to not get any more autistic interests. Because every time I do, I end up spending a lot of money. With my newfound saxophone interest, each saxophone is several $1,000s. I can't be throwing around that kind of money. Unless I want to refinance the house, which I don't want to do. So if I ultimately want to get a baritone and or bass saxophone, which is what I'm aiming towards, a good baritone sax starts at about $8,000. Then again, a good bass flute is around $6,000. But I will admit, I would rather have a baritone sax than a bass flute, but it's a tight battle. If I had to choose, if you put me in a room right now, and I could only choose one, baritone sax or bass sax or bass flute, I would get the baritone saxophone. Not just because it's more expensive. I was listening to some Emmett Cohen jazz. Emmett Cohen is a jazz musician on YouTube. He's one of them super awesome professionals. Apparently well known in the music industry. I don't actually know much about the music industry. All I know is that when I see a lot of very well-renowned musicians getting together and doing their thing and loving it and performing, I love it. And all of Emmett Cohen's live jazz sessions are on his YouTube channel. And there's over 200 or almost 200 VODs of the performances. Each one is about 2 hours long. That is enough content to keep me sated at work forever. I'm good. I was listening to the one with... what's his name? I can just pull it up on my phone because it's like the last thing I looked at on my phone. Scott Robinson, where he brought a lot of lesser known instruments. He brought a special bass flute that wraps around kind of like a spring instead of doing a U-turn. He got a C melody saxophone, which is like a tenor saxophone, but in the key of C. It is an outdated and obsolete saxophone that is incredibly hard to find. But a C saxophone is like, yo. Now, I say incredibly hard to find. They do make a relatively cheap one by the Chinesium brand. That's only $1,000. And I say only $1,000 because $1,000 for a, even if it's a knockoff rare saxophone that for the most part works, like, that's actually kind of worth it. It's like the, how expensive was it? The $7,000 Chinesium bass saxophone, as opposed to the next cheapest bass saxophone after that is $28,000. You can see why the $7,000 Chinesium sax would be a bit more accessible to people that don't trade Teslas for a living or some shit. I don't know what rich people do. Fuck. If anything, you could probably finance it. With those large expenses, I deadass asked one of my friends how to finance things. Like, have you ever financed anything before? Let's say, not even hypothetically, there was a $35,000 saxophone that I wanted to get. Would I go to the bank, just ask for a $35,000 loan and hope for the best? Or what? Like, how does that work? Because I've never done that sort of thing before. There's a lot to adulting that you just kind of do it as you go or some fucking shit. I don't know. The most finance thing I've done is student loans, the house, and a credit card. That's it. Freaking. Then again, financing a house is different because you have like straight up mortgage realtors or people that specialize in providing home mortgage loans. You go through them and you can set up the payment through them, and I find that to be not as inconvenient as it could be, and I'm thankful for that. It could be much worse the way it's set up. I don't know, man. I feel like having a $33,000 transaction in my bank record would raise several questions. What I'd probably do is call the bank and say, hey, I'm about to place a $33,000 transaction on a saxophone. I'm just calling to let you know this is legit. So it's probably gonna automatically mark it as fraud anyways, but just know that this is literally me doing this. Now, what I find funny, it's not that funny, but it is what it is. One time I went to the fun store, the liquor I hardly know store, and I checked out and my bill was over $300, and I swiped my card, and my card was declined, and I get a automated message on my phone saying, fraud alert, this transaction tried to go through, please verify it with you. If not, we will close your account and you'll have to make a new account or card or whatever. We'll disable your card, make a new card, take it in. And I'm like, no, that's me. But it was embarrassing because I can't imagine being at the liquor store, some dude just like loads up a fucking basket full of bottles and then goes to check out and then his card gets declined. And there were other people in line. And I'm all like, wait, my automatic fraud detection kicked in. It thought this was a suspiciously large purchase, which, let's be real, it is. But fortunately, after I allow the transaction, because it blocks the transaction. It doesn't allow it to go through. What you have to do is say, yes, that was me. And then it'll say, thanks for confirming, go ahead and try the transaction again. And I tried it again and it worked. No harm, no foul. What that did not happen with was my motorcycle purchase. When I walked into the dealer, pointed to the motorcycle, and I was like, I want that. How much? And they're like, 8,000. I'm all like, fuck you, give me that. And I swiped my card and it went through without a hitch. I'm like, fuck. Okay. I guess motorcycles are legit. If you know somebody has a lot of money on their card, and you steal their card and go to a motorcycle dealer, you could probably get away with a motorcycle, I guess. Fucking hell. Yes, my motorcycle was $8,000. Which is, I would say, middle cheap for motorcycles. Some of the cheaper motorcycles go for about $6,000. A lot of midline, good, decent motorcycles nowadays, they start at 11,000. So I'd say 8,000 for a motorcycle that I love to death is, I'd say it's pretty damn good, honestly. I would be cool with a better bike, but my current bike satisfies me completely, and I currently have no plans on upgrading. My brother-in-law, he's all like, Ness, you do realize that in about 1 or 2 years, you're gonna want to upgrade bikes, right? And I'm like, no. It is 2 years later, and I'm good with my bike. I like it. My bike is good. I like my bike. Maybe in a long, long time, when I have more money somehow by not spending it on everything, I will be able. Oh, we have to fight. Oh, we have to fight Darcher? That's easy. In a long time, I'll be able to maybe finance a new bike, but I don't want to do that. I don't need to do that. If anything, I'd finance a super high-end bass saxophone. The reason why I would rather get the stupid expensive bass saxophone than the Chinesium model is several reasons. I've thought this through and I talked this over with several of my friends. If you're going to get a specialty artisan item, get the real deal. The problem with the Chinesium instruments is that they aren't as reliable and aren't as good to play. And by the time I am ready to handle that kind of instrument, it will be later in life such that I probably would have saved up for enough to not have to absolutely go ballistic. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? I'm not just seeing things, right? Huh? Purple? Hello? Purple sex? Excuse me? Sex, what are you doing? Alright, it's gone. That was funny. Huh? Where was I? Right. Wait, it's still there! It's still there! That's funny, I like that. It's still there! The game does not want me to talk about saxophones. Oh, one detail I noticed about the game is when you kill certain dolls, they explode and their limbs are left on the ground. That is a nice attention to detail. They didn't have to do that. I like that. Like those arms on the ground are from the dolls that we just destroyed. So you could see the remnants of the enemies left over. That's neat. I like that. But by the time I'm that late in life to afford it and be able to handle that kind of saxophone, I want an instrument that I'm able to play with, not an instrument that I have to fight against and wrestle every time I just want to play it. I do think that having a cheaper option is always a good thing, especially for these really expensive things like a bass saxophone. Because if a proper bass saxophone is at least $28,000, then having a crudely made $7,000 one that works, because in all honesty, it is not a bad saxophone. We have to play Diner Gate Jump. All right, sax yapping while playing Diner Gate Jump. Let's do this. All right, I need to collect coins. So let's do one regular run and then just blow the rest of the runs. Having a cheap option, I think, is just really good for getting people either into the hobby or... Whoops, I missed the coin. We'll just get the next one. Or getting... It makes it more accessible. Sure, the quality's bad, but I feel like accessibility will always be a good thing. When done right. Huge asterisk there. A big complaint, a very warranted complaint and concern I see is that a lot of people are getting priced out of musical instruments as a hobby, which is bad. This is why, even though I recommend avoiding them if you can, I feel like the cheap Chinesium Amazon musical instruments, or more better known as instrument-shaped objects, I think they are doing more good than harm. I think that those excuses of an instrument, they allow people who aren't as financially, I guess, financially well off to experience those instruments. They allow parents to get their kids an instrument they've been curious about. A really good example is Taters. For Christmas, he got one of those Amazon saxophones, and he loves it. And I'm actually fucking jealous. That's why I'm getting my own rental saxophone this weekend, or at least I'm gonna try. Fucking hell. The instruments aren't that bad. Like, they're not built to last, which is a problem. However, out of the box, they're not bad. I mean, compared to professional quality, they're kind of bad. But if you're trying out the instrument, like if you're just a beginner, then it's a good starting point. If you have plans to go further, then you're gonna want to not start with one of those. But as a beginner instrument or even a gift, I think it's a great thing. No, it turned around. I almost fell. Wait, why am I going so high? I do not need to do this. I do not need to go this high. Let's forfeit. I'm just trying to get. I'm just here for the rewards. We got the coin. Let's score a couple points. I think the trigger is 100 points for an attempt. All right, let's fall. Oops. Oh no, I'm bad. We need to do this about 3 more times until I get all the rewards. This is the most cumbersome challenge, is just play the minigame n number of times. It is what it is. I like this minigame in spurts, but when you make me do it every time, it's like, I don't want to. Alright, one more. I should collect all the rewards after this. It's also worth noting, when you rent a musical instrument from the music store, a lot of the times it is the same quality as one of these Amazon instruments. Unless you go to a really good music store and not one in the middle of nowhere in the small town like I'm living in. Like, there's a good music store, but they don't really have top-of-the-line stuff that a lot of music stores in the city usually have. So you gotta play the hand you're dealt. Let's buy out the store. One of the things I like doing is sharing my skills and passions with anyone who is curious about getting into it themselves. That's like one of my favorite things to do. Teaching board games, teaching music. The whole point of me teaching the flute at Offkai was like, yo, I love playing flute. And if I was able to pick it up so easily, I wonder if I could teach people how to play. Case in point, I taught at least 3 people how to hot cross buttons on the flute. And the last person to come to my real fake panel, it's Minra. That's her Twitch handle. She played it really well for a beginner, first-time player. She was basically a natural. She got that hot cross buttons like instantly. It helps that she was already a musician, but she wasn't a woodwind musician. She was more of a guitarist and keyboardist. Ness loves to teach but hates to learn. That is not true. That's actually just a straight-up false statement. If I hated to learn, I would not have agreed to come to Magic the Gathering with you. I just hate the way Magic the Gathering is set up in terms of its monetization. That's what I hate about it. Oh, I got a bonus in the voyage? Heyo! Voyage time, very cool. Let's collect these bonuses. And with that concludes the sex event. MTG monetization's an ass, right? But if I hated to learn, I would not have gotten so far with my flute than I have now. I love learning about things I like, my special interests, all that jazz, all that fun stuff. Why else would I spend this entire week looking into saxophones and reaching out to vendors on various websites? That's it. That's a problem a huge part of the community has, and why most people don't care about proxies outside of sanctioned events. Good! That's good. Before I end stream, I once watched a video about the problem with board game gatekeeping, but the title's very misleading. The contents of the video was about the modern reprint of the game Quacks of Quedlinburg. The original print of the game was called Quacks of Quedlinburg, and it looked very... I don't want to say complicated, but it looked like a pretty serious game of you're a old crony potion brewer, literally a quack, trying to pawn off his potions as best he can without making them explode because you're using dubious ingredients. And it was a great game. It's a fan favorite. It's a really solid, good game. The game was later reprinted, and I own it, as Quacks. It's just Quacks. It has that Pixar bean mouth animated style, art style to it, a much more family-friendly art style and presentation. But it is the same exact game with the same exact components and the same exact rules, pieces, etc. It just looks different. And a lot of people, for some reason, are really mad about it. I, for one, think it's a fine reprint. It's more modernized, and it will get the game in the hands of more people who will want to play it. Because it isn't that serious of a game. It's all cartoony and cute, actually. And when I brought it to the board game night, it was a huge hit. They loved it. I loved it. It was my first time playing it with people. And I'm glad that my money was well spent. They explode because they can't handle your potions and should seek weaker potions. I do make some pretty damn strong potions. I actually almost maxed out the entire potion craft, my entire cauldron once. But I'm like, nope, I'm good. I didn't want to risk it all. It wasn't worth it. But it's a good game. I feel like a lot of complaints are just straight up unfounded. But what is and isn't unfounded is apparently subjective. And you know what? That's just how it is in this bitch of an earth. Let's raid Mushi. Raid Mushi-chan. Mushi-chan is my friend. Let's all say hi. She's silly. She's a goofy goober. She's playing Digimon. She messages me every day how much she'd rather be playing Digimon instead of whatever she's doing. For example, she's at work, she wants to be playing Digimon. She wants to go bed, but she'd rather play Digimon. Surprised you aren't raiding Raz? Well, Raz has been going for 2.5 hours, and she's on third monitor. Don't think I'm not watching. And she usually ends stream at around 3 hours. Mushi just started. She's 30 minutes into stream. So we're gonna go say hi. They're both my friends. I really like them both. So let's all go say hi to Mushi. Tomorrow I will probably be playing Airplane Game and finishing the final level. I might have a drink, who knows? Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. It's whatever. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a nice Friday Eve or Monday number 4, depending on how you... Have a nice Wednesday, my dudes!